choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the options on the left to edit league settings and choose what role you want to run the show as, a coach or an owner.
Entering accessibility screen, you have 19 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected. Entering accessibility screen, you have 19 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
It's week 4 of the 2024 season, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bills and the Ravens under the lights on Sunday night.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So here's the first drive for the Ravens, and at the helm is the 2023 NFL Most Valuable Player. Second such time he's won the award, Lamar Jackson.
And he is, without any question at all, the focal point of this offense. Had an unbelievable game running the football last time out. And we're not just talking about little scampers here and there for 5 or 10 yards. We're talking about big, long, explosive, field-flipping runs. And that's something this defense is well aware of.
What? Really? Which one? Which one?
First carry now for Justice Hill, powering his way forward, and they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And he is going to lose yardage here. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
We take a peek at the list of inactives for this week's game. And, gosh, this early in the season, Charles, injuries already accumulating for this squad.
You got to wonder, in this organization, are they just saying to themselves, well, hopefully we're just getting them out of the way early so we can make a late-season push when we have everyone back? It certainly feels that way with the number of injuries they've had already.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. For the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And he made both sides happy last week, didn't he?
Yeah, 3 and 3.
I mean, his guys, they caught 3 touchdown passes, but he threw 3 interceptions. Gotta get off of that schneid and get back to just throwing touchdown passes and taking care of the ball better.
Coleman, the man in motion right. Allen now looks to throw. Quick throw there is incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
You look at this Baltimore defense.
This crew against the pass, issues at times. Ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
With their lack of pass defense, they do make up for it in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
Allen going to get it quickly out to Coleman. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bills first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. Throwing now is Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Here's Allen to throw it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long.
Hey, what's that?
Back to throw. Allen. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Trenton Simpson drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Deontay Hardy deep for Baltimore. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complementary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. To throw is Jackson. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Now Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 48 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They stick on the ground on first down with Hill. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. The Ravens at 2-1 now to start the campaign. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
2 yards on the pickup there. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. When you look at this Buffalo defense, they find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now 2nd and 9. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Second down and a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Hill going to run left. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8.
Jackson. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Now it's Jackson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first at 3-zip.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. Now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
So here come the Bills out for their second drive. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
That is the big fella, Nambi Matabike, forcing his way in. He comes up with a sack.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now Allen. It's caught by Coleman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down. Allen. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Here's Allen.
Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 23. Allen going to throw. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Now Allen. No, doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. Third down. And again, it's Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up fourth down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive. And finally, I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him. Made it very tough for him to get the ball.
They'll run for it with Davis. They opt to go for it, and they get it. First and goal after a pickup of 5. To the air, Allen setting up the screen for Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's second and goal. To throw, it's Allen. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. The veteran Kyle Van Noy in there to drop him. The offense on third down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a third and goal here. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Over the middle, it's complete. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a fourth and goal. Tyler Bass out for the Bills field goal. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills are going to tie the game at 3. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And Jackson's so tough to stop. He's got a first down, and he gives himself up there at the end.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
They'll go with Hill here on first down, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 8. Going again on the ground here with Hill. And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning. 85 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in his first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And his big night continues on that last run. The yardage there going to move him over 100 yards now for the ball game. In motion, Aguilar. Jackson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down. Here's Jackson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're like,
touchdown! Mark Andrews, his first touchdown of the year. And the Ravens will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
2nd and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd down and 10. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And this defense has got to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in this first half that's really giving him fits. Here's Jackson to throw. And this one nearly picked off. Well, kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Jackson now.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Here we go with Hill. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL.
The NFL.
We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where it was the visiting Cowboys who got the win on the road. Dak Prescott, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. From there, we head down south to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. Kirk Cousins, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. And finally, on Monday Night Football, a second straight doubleheader. Titans-Dolphins at 7:30, followed by the Seahawks and Lions at 8:15. The first half belonged to the reigning NFL most valuable player, number 8, Lamar Jackson. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. 17-3 the score as we resume action for the second half on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Allen now looks to throw. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Motion man is Shakir. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made by Deidron Sinnott. Now a 2nd and 10. Up the middle, it's Cook. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Throwing now is Allen. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. There's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. The busy night continues for Hill. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Tackle made there by Matt Milano. This is 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Jackson being chased out left. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Coming left is Hill. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10. The 11-yard line.
Now a 1st and 10 at the... They'll give to Cook on the read option.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Allen to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Allen going to try and keep it.
Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. So on 4th down, off goes Allen. On comes Tyler Bass for the Buffalo field goal.
Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder.
The kick by Bass is good. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball into the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays.
Now carry number 20 here for Hill. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
113 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Here's Hill again on 2nd down.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. And looked like some movement there. Let's get
false start.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Up the middle, it's Hill. And he'll be close to a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 38. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Hill. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. To throw is Jackson. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the 2nd half.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. Back to throw. Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
Justin Tucker on for the field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will remain an 11-point spread.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
From midfield, here's Allen.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he's got this down to the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Back to throw. Allen over the middle, complete. It's Coleman. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. The offense on third down tonight, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now Allen again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 13-yard line.
Motion man is Shakir.
What's that?
Now
Wake up.
They'll roll him out right.
Oh, you bitch.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Bills have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Allen will try to throw for it. Forced out to it, and he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful, and the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36.
And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that
Come
return.
on.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out
That's
here and
stupid.
take a look, and we will take a short break.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've been
Ready?
asleep for a little while
What's
on
that?
this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score
Ready?
game now.
What's
Haven't
that?
had any points this
So what?
half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Now it's Jackson. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? Jackson.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. A handoff from Mitchell running left. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Mitchell. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack.
At the 42-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson. Right side. There's Likely with it.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back.
What?
But now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation.
Alpha, Alpha. So what? 5 minutes left, 3rd and 5 on the 29-yard line. Alpha, Alpha. So what? We're ready. What's what? So what? That's good, monster.
Much better chance of picking up.
So what? We're ready. What's what? So what?
On 3rd down, it's Mitchell.
Go, go. Go. Yes.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscle.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. His second rushing touchdown on the campaign and fourth overall. And the Ravens are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a two-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team is playing, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Buffalo set to get the football back here. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Allen. That's caught. It's Coleman. He's across midfield. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10. To the air, Allen. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
It's caught by Coleman. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 24-yard line. Allen to throw once more. This taken in by Ken.
Come on.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard
Clock's
line
ticking.
before it's all said and done. Here's Allen. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Throw out wide is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Here's Jackson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. On target to his man, Likely. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Throwing now is Jackson. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Running left, here's Mitchell. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now Jackson. Looking deep here for Flowers. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you've got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Allen and the Bills now. Down 24-14. Less than 90 seconds to go. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. He's able to get it to Coleman. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown.
Keon Coleman.
63 yards.
And the Bills are back within a score.
Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So they got their touchdown. Now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he has the Ravens 1st down, and it would appear that that's going to be the one to do it. Again, it's Ali.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
2nd and a couple. Lamar going to give this to Ali. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Straight ahead they go with Ali.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to swell the lead to 6. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Here's 1st and 10.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly.
This ball intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to hang on the final play to get the turnover to seal this football game. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because, remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for the Ravens, They're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans.
Houston.
That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
It's week 5 of the NFL, where we'll see a brawl inside the AFC North. It's the Ravens and the Bengals, all that and more, coming up next.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Seems like we're just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And he's coming off a season where he showed everyone that he was worth every single penny he was given. He now has 2 MVP trophies on his resume and was on the verge of adding a Lamar Hunt trophy to go with it. Unfortunately, things didn't work out in his favor, but make no mistake about it. He's truly one of the most electrifying players in the NFL. As long as he's the man under center, they'll always be in championship conversation.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra next man up since their Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
They'll go back to Ali.
And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. And now whistles and a flag. And I think we got a jump here. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
On the give, it's Ali. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Jackson now.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. A handoff here to Ali.
And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 26. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. On the ground, here's Ali. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Here's Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ali. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Now 2nd and 5. A run here with Ali. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal. Jackson. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They'll run with Ali. And maneuver his way down to about the 7. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's 3rd and goal. There's Flowers. He's got it. Touchdown, Ravens. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bengals make their way out on offense for the first time, led by their 5th-year quarterback out of LSU, Joe Burrow.
We both know it's a league where they seemingly throw the ball in just about every play. But watching him perform last week where he threw 3 touchdown passes still caught my eye in a big way.
Still kind of the gold standard, 3 touchdown passes, isn't it? And for his efforts last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
I can't wait to see what he does this week.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. From the 35, here's 2nd down and 1.
Hot.
Here's Burrow. He's going to float.
You're gonna air it out, eh? Yeah. Kicked off. Oh, go, go, go!
Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Ravens are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it's a big key to this game as well. Protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Ooh, that was a nice catch.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you could build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Get there, get there, get there. Gotta go.
And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. Throwing is Jackson.
That's to Mitchell out of the backfield.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
A give running right is Mitchell. Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
On the handoff, Mitchell.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A give here to Mitchell.
Yeah.
He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
Holding offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
On the ground is Mitchell.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. To throw is Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 27-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Moss again. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here.
Here's 3rd and 9.
As they've got it as we resume action. Play action. It's Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Moss on the give up the middle.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 34-yard line.
They'll go up the middle here with Moss.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll go again here with Moss. And this time he won't even make it back to the line of scrimmage as they stop him in his tracks. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Burrow looking to pass. He'll drop this underneath the Moss. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. McPherson's kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So a good job there to kind of weather the storm in that first quarter and come back with their first points of the ball game.
Yeah, you hate to be coming from behind early on, but you're exactly right. They took some time, able to move the ball, and now it's back to a 10-3 game.
And able to get this out to the 25. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he gets it up past the 35. The Ravens at 3-1 here through their first 4 games. And they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And they were able to tough it out last.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the ball is going to wind up out of bounds. So they will lose yardage, but they'll keep the football. So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long. Running left, here's Mitchell. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Facing 4th down, Baltimore will punt. Jordan Stout out there. Charlie Jones deep for Cincinnati. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
There we go.
And they'll send the
Oh, what's
tight end
that?
in motion.
It's hot.
They'll run out of the gun with Moss.
You.
Room here to run.
Nope.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll bring Renfro in motion right. Now it's Burrow.
You can't do that. What? How is that possible?
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. Now Burrow. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Quick throw,
Good tip.
Attaboy.
Attaboy.
And incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down
Solid.
manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started.
Joe Burrow's going to run it. Oh, no, never mind. He is going to pass it, and he gets a touchdown. Yep.
Take this into the end zone for Bengal TD. Mike Gesicki, his 3rd touchdown now on the year.
tie in this ball game. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And
It's a tie game, boys.
10 apiece. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it all concluded with a touchdown pass to the tight end, Mike Gesicki. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides.
That was bad.
Sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the
2-minute warning, boys.
They're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now it's Jackson.
Oh, man.
Comes out on the hit, but
It's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
No report. So hot. Whee! What's hot?
Now it's Jackson.
There go Flowers.
That is caught. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Jackson trying to hustle his unit up quickly to the line of scrimmage. They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
Go, go, go. Got it, boy. Go, get out of bounds.
Fighting his way through contact. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for it?
Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Jackson.
Oh, no.
Escapes the sack.
No.
And this one's incomplete.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive. Stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Bengals going to take over late in this first half.
Hot.
Slim deficit here in a
What's hot?
one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Now it's Burrow. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now they go play action now. Burrow. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts
So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Burrow will throw. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon.
Deontay Hardy back deep.
And he gets it away. A
Out of
directional
bounds.
kick going toward the sideline. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. Getting set to go again as
How many timeouts do I have? 2? Yeah, I do.
Good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Now Jackson.
That was a bad throw.
Nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
Jackson now down around his goal line.
And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he's able to get it out of there. Here's Jones on the return. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin just outside Washington at Commanders Field in Landover. And it's the Browns who are out on top. Deshaun Watson on fire. 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And in that one, it's the visiting Dolphins who are out in front. Jalen Waddle, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Rome Odunze, a touchdown reception. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Cincinnati and Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back
for quarter number 3.
The Bengals with work to do in this third quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
And Charles, some things to like about that first half. Ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought one of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Here's 3rd and 3.
It's now 3rd down and 3.
Back to throw.
Oh my God.
And complete it to Renfro. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. He'll look to throw. He'll swing this out to Moss. So the completion good for 7 there. And that will
Bears nest. Bears nest.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 13-yard line. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Here we go. Stop.
There we go. We're back in business.
They'll run on 1st down with Moss. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Moss. Fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Moss is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Burrow. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Kyle Van Noy, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. McPherson's kick is good, and that's going to tie us at 13. So they come away from this opening drive of the 3rd quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job 1, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the 2nd half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But, Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree.
Go. Stiff arm.
Whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game, they know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5. Once again, it's Mitchell. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Jackson eluding the pressure right. A short throw caught by Andrews. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
On 4th down,
go. Got it. There we go.
And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Lamar going to give this to Ali. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. 63 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and a yard. Straight ahead they go with Ali. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. To throw is Jackson.
That was bad.
Logan Wilson from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Throwing is Jackson. This one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Jackson now. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
Oh, he dropped it.
The field, but it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Able to find the opening. That's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the
NFL on EA Sports. Back in Cincinnati, Paycor Stadium. John Harbaugh.
Now in Cincinnati. 13-all our score as we start quarter number 4. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Shot. Where is he? What's that?
Burrow looking to pass. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold.
How does that feel?
It's 2nd down. Back to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Now it's Burrow. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Bengals. Hunter Renfrow, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bengals have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with no... All
right, Lamar, let's do this. We need to...
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Jackson.
Ah, my God.
A heavy rush, and down he goes. Jermaine Pratt fighting in and dropping him for the loss. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now back to throw. To the right side, into the hands of Flowers. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about
Got it.
turning it upfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
1st down, here's Mitchell. The 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year, his 5th overall. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. And we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th. And this is going to be intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the 6th sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A handoff from Mitchell running left. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Another run with Mitchell.
There we go. That a boy. 1st down. 1st and goal. 1st and goal.
132 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be
It is crunch time.
And passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Mitchell.
Nah.
Maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Dancing to his left. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Well, this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
Here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
So what?
Now Burrow.
Middle, that's caught by Chase.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. In motion, the tight end. They're passing here.
Joe Burrow.
Renfro bringing it in over the middle. And taking it across midfield.
Gotta be joking, man. Fuck.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing again, it's Burrow.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Now it's Burrow.
That one taken in by T. Higgins.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Burrow will throw.
On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted. And the Ravens will take over here just shy of the 30.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. On 1st down, they go back to Mitchell.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Right back to Mitchell here.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the 1st down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
They run over center with Mitchell.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing.
A give here to Mitchell.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down. On the handoff, Mitchell. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here.
Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end, but a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles, and get the victory.
Yeah, tough environment indeed. How about all the people we can hear shouting from their seats right below us, partner? They weren't real happy that their team didn't keep the home field. How about how these visitors came in, calm every step of the way, even with all the pressure, and found a way to get out of here with a win.
So for Baltimore, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year, and they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
It's week 6 of the National Football League, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the Commanders and the Ravens, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
But meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders,
they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes that actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Set to go now in week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The numbers last week for Mitchell. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
In motion, Aguilar.
Jackson from the shotgun. His throw incomplete.
Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis.
And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
In motion, Aguilar.
Right back to him on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
A shotgun handoff to Mitchell.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. From the gun, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Ravens are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, CD, that was a well-orchestrated drive by Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and how about the way he capped it off, too? Orchestrate the drive and then let everybody know exactly who the guy is on the field. You got to watch on every play. Finishes it off with a touchdown run.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So the Commanders make their way out on offense for the first time here. And it's the rookie Jaden Daniels, the number 2 overall pick, leading the way.
And last week, that was one of those games that he just wants to erase from his memory banks. But I'll guarantee his coaching staff won't let him do it. They're going to make him learn from it. He really looked like a rookie quarterback in that one. He's going to have those kind of outings in year one. But the big question, what does he take away from them, and how does he improve? It starts right here in this game.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Daniels. Escaping the pressure right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Working out of the gun, Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Simmett. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. They go play action. Daniels. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. The sack there by Roquan Smith. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The home team's offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he continues to show off his ability to run the football when the opportunity is right. He is the NFL leader. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to the positive side this time.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember,
he was down.
Clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Baltimore's fault.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Trying the right side with Mitchell. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
Chicago Bears 2-4, 5-1 for Jacksonville.
Play action. Now Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Andrews' first catch, good for a 1st down. Give running right is Mitchell. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21. 2nd down and 4. A run with Mitchell. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll run here with a rookie.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. So there the defense denies the rookie of his potential first career touchdown.
And his first NFL touchdown celebration. I wonder if he's thought about it, if he has something cooked up in his head as he worked on with his team, and think about the celebration back home when he finally scores his first touchdown.
You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. We'll see what he does.
Well said, sir. Well said.
From the gun, a give to Mitchell. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. His 4th rushing touchdown on the year, number 6 overall. And the Ravens have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Tucker now to add the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
Good job, boys. Need that.
A 6-play drive and a 9-yard run on the end of it. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Washington with a football here to begin quarter number 2.
As they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up.
Here's Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Simmons.
And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Option play. Here's Robinson.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
To throw is Daniels.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Washington. Jamison Crowder, 49 yards.
And the Commanders have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Blake. is up and good.
And that'll make our score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. Remember, he called his own number on the touchdown run earlier, and that's something he's been able to do with some frequency this season, as you see here where he ranks among NFL quarterbacks.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd and 5. But once again, it's Mitchell.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On 3rd down, here's Mitchell.
And he will be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Now Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
From the gun, Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Now it's Jackson. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Throwing the out route, and Crowder makes the catch. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 2 yards to go, second down. Play action, now it's Daniels. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. How about Jonathan Allen there, pushing upfield to make the stop behind the line. Jackson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
And this offense has converted twice already here in this first half on 4th down conversions. And here we go again. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson, eluding the pressure right. And Jackson going to have the first down as he will get to the ground to avoid the contact. He'll look to throw. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he'll be touched down to the end, but a big play on that one. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Right back to Mitchell on second down. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. In motion, Aguilar. They go play action now. Jackson. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on third down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected fourth down here.
They're going on fourth down. It's Jackson.
Oh, no.
He's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Daniels looking to throw. That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 66 yards. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
Blankenship.
And we are tied at 14. Pretty clean and simple.
There's
Just
Nest.
2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. First down, here's Mitchell. 89 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Here now, 2nd and 4. Another run to Mitchell. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Running left, here's Mitchell. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. Jackson. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Jackson now. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. To throw is Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 22-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. In motion, Aguilar. They go play action with Jackson. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now it's Jackson. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Ravens will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14.
So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. Now Daniels. And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get in field goal range. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. Here's Jackson to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson.
Oh, man. That was bad.
Oh. Now, remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Jackson from the shotgun.
That was picked.
And intercepted. Picked off by Quan Martin. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Off the play fake. Daniels. Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Commanders have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds.
Tied up now.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman.
Ravens. I'm a Raven.
Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And it's the Browns who have the lead in the second quarter. The Browns trying to finish that one off and claim victory. From there, we head to the Big Easy to check on the Saints at home in the Superdome. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Tampa Bay Bucks. A.T. Perry, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. As you can see the score there in the second quarter, Jordan Love has thrown a touchdown pass. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
If I win this game, boys, I'm heading to Burger King tomorrow. Burger
With
King.
both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely
5
they'll need to
minutes.
be doing a whole
There's
lot at
nest.
halftime. But the
And
defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
To the right side and caught by Sennett. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. On first and 10, it's Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. To the air goes Daniels. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. They go play action. Daniels. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. They'll run with Robinson. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. To throw is Daniels. Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was Jahan Dotson with a touchdown catch to finish things off. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
An option give now to Mitchell. 109 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the 31, here's a 2nd down and 4. Right back to Mitchell here. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
They run over center with Mitchell. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So on 4th down, they're going to go again. Keep in mind they're 3 of 4 so far in these situations. Going for it, it's Mitchell. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Up the middle, here's Mitchell.
Well, a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 11 yards there, just like last play. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Mitchell trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Ravens are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his 2nd touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of a lane was really there and how much he created just through his talents. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the end zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense. Maybe we just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They start on the ground with Robinson here.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Here's Daniels.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Play action. Now it's Daniels. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Good 3 and out. Ooh.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
They'll start with a run by
Ooh.
Mitchell.
That was a bad hit.
He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
Jackson.
He's got it complete to Aguilar. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
A give here to Mitchell.
And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now in Baltimore. All even as we get ready to start the 4th.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and a couple. From the gun, a give to Mitchell.
And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
On the handoff, Mitchell. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 168 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, "I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along."
A handoff from Mitchell running left.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Jeremy Chin there defensively. Now a 2nd and 10. Once again, it's Mitchell.
And power running here down to the 6-yard line.
Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell.
They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there.
His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Tucker with the extra point. They will take a 7-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Working out of the gun, Daniels.
That's to the speedster, Olamide Zaccheaus.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the 1st down. Throwing now is Daniels.
Looking for... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get over it.
And now before the ball
come on.
Hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Nope.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Daniels looking to throw.
Oh, no.
There we go.
And it's picked up
Oh.
by the Ravens. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. 2nd down at 6 now from the 42.
Jackson now. Flushed out right. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the 1st.
On the ground is Mitchell.
And he stopped immediately there. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now it's Jackson. That pass is caught by Hardy.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Now it's Mitchell. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
First down, here's Mitchell. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. And he continues to rack up the yardage on the ground. That last run going to move him over 200 yards rushing now in this game alone. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Another run with Mitchell. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 210 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll run with Mitchell. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. They'll try to run with Mitchell. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Ravens are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their 4th quarter lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And a lead now up to 14. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Now Washington down by 2 touchdowns. 1:51 on the clock. Field goals useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order. Throwing to start the drive. Daniels on the screen. This is Eckler.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
A big play here. Crowd on their feet. 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Commanders going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Now Daniels. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Ravens are going to have a short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
They run over center with Mitchell.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory.
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Try to take this home. They'll run.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. From the gun, Jackson. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with a football.
This is 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
To Crowder, and he's got it on the crossing route.
Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Back to throw now on 1st down.
Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Well, this crowd is making an impact right now. 3rd and 10.
They'll look to throw again.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
The coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down. Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by Brandon Stevens. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Well, Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
I have no idea what the top speed is. One of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Ravens, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Washington, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.
It's week 7 of the National Football League, where we'll see which conference reigns supreme tonight. It's the Ravens and the Bucks under the lights on Monday night.
The cannons of the pirate ship ready to fire in the north end zone. We can only be one place. Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa, the home of the Buccaneers. Good to be in the booth with my partner Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Welcome, and Greg, this is one of those that's worthy of prime time because wide receivers love the spotlight as much as any position group in the league. And we got two guys who shine under the lights here tonight.
And I think where it's going to be really fun and get interesting to watch, Mike, is in those critical situations. The game's on the line, third down, red zone, gotta have it moments. There is no mystery. Both these sidelines, they know exactly where the ball's going, and they're just going to say, I dare you to stop them. These are two prime, elite wide receivers in the National Football League. Night game, prime time, they're looking to put on a show.
Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Ravens led out by the reigning MVP of the National Football League, Lamar Jackson, already season 7. Greg, he's won a couple of MVPs, and he's as talented as we see in the league.
What we saw last week, Mike, was just a quarterback that was taking what the defense gave him and just playing a really well-rounded game. And he found the end zone a total of 3 times, twice on the ground, once through the air. But most importantly, he avoided those back-breaking mistakes that could have come back to haunt them. If he continues to play at that level, it's going to be a hard team to beat on any given day.
There's Derrick Henry. Here we go.
It's the tight end Likely in motion. Now the Ravens' big-ticket free agent acquisition. It's Derrick Henry. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the first down. Nice gain of 5. Going to go right back to Henry. And let's give it about 4 on that one. Tyke Smith there on the stop. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll go again here with Henry. And he's going to bring this one close to a first down. Looks like they'll mark him just a yard short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for this with Henry. Whoa. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Baltimore. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year. Terrific way, Greg, to get this game started. Able to get the opening touchdown and do it with a long run.
Mike, anytime you can create explosive plays in the run game, you're definitely going to take it. And they're going to be able to build on those plays as the rest of this game moves along.
Oh, I missed it.
And he misses the extra point. It's no good. That is his 2nd miss of the year. And the score stays right where it is. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. On the return is Trey Palmer. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Buccaneers led out by their quarterback, Baker Mayfield. He was in Cleveland and Carolina, and then with the Rams. But now year 2, and it feels like he's found a home. Greg here with the Buccaneers.
He's coming off one of those games, Mike, where he just wasn't good enough. I mean, he wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. He was good at times. He just wasn't good enough times. And I think when you're playing the quarterback position and all the focus is on you, your play has such a direct correlation between wins and losses that when you don't play your best, the magnifying glass is on you. So he needs to bounce back this week. He needs to be more productive in the passing game, generate more big plays, and then eliminate the turnovers. He cannot continue to throw the ball to the other team.
3rd down, 3 to go. They'll try to run for it. Here's White. White, first down and much more. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Baker going to hand it to White. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 2.
On 3rd down, it's White. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down. McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Buccaneers are on the board. They cut the lead to 6-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
This will be returned from the 6. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
We're up there, boys.
And he continues to show off his ability to run with the football when the situation calls for it. He is the NFL's leader in rush yards at the quarterback position. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And he's going to struggle to get that to the line, maybe a yard. Levante David doing his work on defense. A run here with Mitchell. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
And it looks like he's going to have that 1st down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down. On the give, here's Henry. And he does not want to go down. Somehow he turned that into a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They'll run it with Henry. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's closing in on 100 yards already. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. This is Henry. Here's 2nd and 6. On the handoff, it's Henry. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations. All they needed was a couple yards. But he was prepared, Mike, to dish out all the punishment he could to anyone who stood in his way. And with that mindset, it's no surprise to see him convert for that 1st down.
Not much happening there, just a short gain. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's a give to Henry. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
1st down run here by Henry, and he signed with the Ravens this offseason. When you think back to that run he had with the Titans, Mike, over the last 6 seasons, over 8,200 yards, 80 touchdowns. I mean, one of the most productive backs we've seen in a long time. Now it's kind of scary to think he gets to join Lamar Jackson in this Baltimore backfield. They hope the two of them can be that combo to finally get this Baltimore team over the hump.
It's the tight end Likely in motion. On second down, here's a run with Henry. And a determined run there. He gets about 7 yards inside the 10-yard line. And the big night continues. That last run gives him yardage to put him over 100 for the game. So we've played one quarter here on a Monday night. 6-3 is our score. We'll have more from Tampa after this. They've converted twice on third down on this drive. Now facing 3rd and 3. There's a give. Heading right, it's Henry. And it looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. Yes, he does. 1st and goal coming up.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
And he'll plunge forward to the 2, setting up 2nd and goal. Henry tries to pull his way in. And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal. They'll try and run, and here's Henry. And this time he will work his way into the end zone. Derrick Henry, touchdown Ravens. That's a 2-touchdown game for him. Numbers 7 and 8 for the season. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish.
I missed it.
Runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. They'll start this on the ground, and here's White. And they'll bring this to about the 34-yard line. Roquan Smith there to bring him down. One of the tight ends in motion right. Open man, the tight end, go keep. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Here comes Otten in motion. On 1st down is Mayfield. He finds Mr. Reliable, Mike Evans. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. Pass complete to the veteran, Sterling Shepard. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
What's that?
On 1st down, it's
Rashid White.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the bootleg, it's Mayfield. And he'll take it on in. Go keep. Touchdown, Tampa. McLaughlin, good on the extra point. And the Buccaneers will cut it to a 2-point lead. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson getting set to take over once more. And he's been a real threat, not just with the arm, but the wheels as well. The NFL's leader amongst quarterbacks in terms of rushing touchdowns. On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Second down, Jackson. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. From the gun, Jackson. And this ball incomplete on third down. On fourth down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. And a fair catch is taken. It is just inside the 20-yard line. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs ready to get back to work. They trail by 2 and will start this drive with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by White. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They send a receiver in motion left. Mayfield to throw it here on 1st down. They'll set up the screen to White. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. They send Godwin in motion. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down as an incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Mayfield. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
An 8-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. On 1st and 10, Jackson. And this ball's going to be incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Jackson now on 2nd down. That's caught. Derrick Henry. And a good one here. He'll be marked down up past the 25-yard line. 2 minutes to go. 1st half in a 2-point game. Greg and I back from Tampa after a timeout.
A little sweet, sir.
Aguilar goes off in motion. A 1st down throw for Jackson. That's complete to the veteran, Nelson Aguilar. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. It's the tight end Likely in motion. Now the Ravens use their first timeout. And they'll get together prior to this second down play. To the air one more time with Jackson. He'll spot Henry open downfield. And he's out of bounds, but they're going to spot this inside the 25.
Just seems nowadays, Mike, there's so many running backs in the NFL that you can classify as being dual threats. Of course, we see them every week make their impact on the ground. But here in the first half, it's his ability in the passing game and do bulk of his damage as a receiving threat.
Aguilar goes off in motion. Jackson up top again. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Again, it's Jackson. A pass pulled in by Henry. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. On third down, Jackson. He gets that to the veteran Aguilar. And the Ravens are going to have a first and goal. He'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Here now, second down and goal. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. That is caught to the goal line and in. Isaiah Likely. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tucker for the point after. It's up and through. And the Ravens will make it a 2-score game as they are now up 9. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Palmer now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Has an opening past the 40. And he'll wind up out of bounds past the 45-yard line. They'll come up here 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. And the reception for Chris Godwin. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a first down. The Ravens now going to use their final timeout. So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. And this one is blocked. So we have hit halftime here on a Monday night as we toss it an hour or so east to Orlando, and Jonathan Coachman standing by for the EA Sports halftime report. All yours, Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and a big tight end momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the visiting Seahawks who were able to come away with the road victory. A 1-point victory in the end. 17-16, your final score. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Raiders. Matthew Stafford leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou to check on the Saints at home at the Caesar Superdome. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Derek Carr, a very good performance as his guys run the record now to 5-2. It was Derrick Henry, as he normally does, making his impact felt in that first half. He's over 100 yards rushing for the game already and found the end zone twice as well. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense and running back Rachaad White ready for this next possession. They trail here by a couple of scores. The margin is 9 as this drive starts with first down. Baker to throw. Toward the sideline. Taken in by Godwin. They face second down and 7. Here's Mayfield. They go right back to Godwin. He's got it again. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. Here comes Otten in motion. On play action, Mayfield. A pass, it's complete. It's Shepard. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle with White. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To throw is Mayfield. He'll take a shot here. Back of the end zone. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. It is 3rd and 10. Mayfield. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. This one from 54 yards out.
And then he misses it.
He pushed it. No good. That is wide to the right. And this stays a 2-score game. 1st and 10.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. It's the tight end Likely in motion. 2nd down. Jackson. He'll look underneath for Henry. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. From the gun, Jackson. He'll complete this one to Rashad Bateman. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Jackson now to throw on 1st down. That's into the hands of the fullback. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. It's the tight end Likely in motion. Now, Jackson. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. But he'll gather it back in. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times. And I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back? In this case, he was able to get it back, and he dodged the bullet.
Jackson now on 2nd down. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. the Buccaneers offense. And their running back getting ready to go back to work. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. On the handoff, it's White. Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. Oh, he gets it right back. So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, right back to White. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the option, they give it to Henry. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
2nd and 7. He'll go again here with Henry. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Throwing Jackson. He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. 17 yards on that connection. 1st down, Baltimore. On the zone read, it's Mitchell. And he's not going to get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. Pistol give to Henry. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. 3rd and long. To throw is Jackson. And he's got it to Flowers for the connection. That's well done as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more Monday Night Football after this. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Henry. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete. On the ground, here's Henry. He's taken down just shy of the 10.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. He runs with it.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and we'll step out for a moment. Third and short, Jackson. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Ravens. That is his 3rd touchdown of the game and his 9th for the year. Extra point try now for Tucker. He gets it to go, and the Ravens will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. Palmer now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Down the right sideline. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Throwing is Baker. Going up top for Evans. Oh, he's got a defender right with him, and it's an interception. It's the safety, Kyle Hamilton.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense. You're defending your own goal line. You got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Going to go right back to Henry. Strong running there. Pushing his way forward to gain a couple. Here's a 3rd down and 4. With the shotgun, here's Jackson. He's got his receiver. It's Jones. They get 12 yards on that pass. Good for a Raven first down. Jackson now. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Jackson looking to throw. A pass pulled in by Henry. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always...
And he's got another one. Derrick Henry, touchdown Baltimore. What a night he's having. That's 4 touchdowns in this game alone. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
Point after now from Tucker. He knocks it through. And the Ravens tack on one more to their lead.
Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Buccaneers offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll begin with 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Throwing is Mayfield. Looking to set up the screen there, but he decides not to force it, and it's incomplete. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. They'll go. Mayfield. That is intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Stevens. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see. Can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
You know all you can do at this point, Mike, is just really marvel at how well he's been able to run the ball. And throughout the course of the game, they've certainly not been shy in giving it to him. And I think he's held up his side of the bargain.
A 1st down throw for Jackson. That one incomplete.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while it seemed like everything the offense did hit, and after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it. They may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup, because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
That one taken in. Rashad Bateman. Touchdown, Ravens. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
To the air one more time with Jackson. And he'll get into the end zone. Doing it on his own. Successful 2-point conversion. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. Now, on the return, he has lost the football. But this is taken in by its... Here's 1st and 10. Baker to throw. Trying to set up the screen, but he just had to spike that one. This will be incomplete. They send Godwin in motion. On 2nd down, Baker. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Kicking time for the Bucs. They'll punt it away. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. This one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far. And now I'm going to try to polish this thing off here in the fourth. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick 1st down. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. On the handoff, it's Henry. And a nice run there on 1st down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. A tight end in motion now. They'll run. It's Henry. And that'll give him a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. He'll get this out to his running back. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their 2nd. The stoppage comes with just over a minute to play in this one. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Back to throw, Jackson. Pinballs around, but it is incomplete. 3rd and long. Jackson. That's to the tight end, Charlie Kolar. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Jackson up top again. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
Another really nice throw right there. And as you can see the numbers he's been able to put up here, I'm a little surprised, if I'm being honest, Mike, with just how easy it seems to have been. It just seems like he's made every right decision every time that he's decided to throw the ball.
Again, it's Jackson. That is brought in at the 10. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. So it's a win here for the Ravens. That is now 6 consecutive victories. They are making it look easy out there as they continue their winning ways. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Tampa.